My caramelised cranberry and apple sauce is another recipe I always cook a day in advance. It packs a wonderful punch that really lifts the subtle flavour of the turkey. It's simple to make, and with its deep red vibrant colour, looks fantastic on the plate. The secret behind any good Christmas is in the organisation and the preparation. Anything you can get done in advance, do it. Apple and cranberry sauce is a prime example. First things first, we're going to make a really nice caramel. Sugar in. Add 150 grams of caster sugar to a pan, followed by a couple of star anise. That helps to really give a nice sort of aniseed flavour to the cranberries. Next, lightly crush 4 cardamom pods. This adds a lovely warm, spicy, sweet flavour. Then wait for the sugar to melt and form a caramel. Really important to have the confidence now to colour that caramel so it gets really nice and dark before putting the cranberries in. Wow, the smell of that caramel is amazing. Now, cranberries in. Cranberries are very tart and acidic, but balanced with the sweetness of the caramel and apples, they give the sauce a lovely dry, sharp note. To tell if they're fresh, drop them on a hard surface. The higher they bounce, the fresher they are. The secret now is for the caramel to blister the cranberries and really start to break that down. It smells fantastic. Next, core, peel and thinly slice 2 apples. And once the sauce is finished, it really does help to sort of wake up the flavour of the turkey. Now the cranberries are starting to break down. Apple in. Smells fantastic. A touch of salt and pepper. That's really important. Really helps to balance that tartness against the acidity of the apple. Salt and pepper really brings it back. The smell is fantastic. It's like a sort of sweet, sour, spicy, nice. Now from there, deglaze the pan with a touch of port. Round the side. Deglazing dissolves all the lovely sticky caramelised bits of food that are stuck to the pan and incorporates them into the sauce. Next, add the zest of an orange. And for another layer of fragrant sweetness, squeeze in the juice. Lovely. Then cook on a low heat for 5 to 10 minutes to thicken. But remember, the sauce will become even thicker once it's cooled down. Now, that is the right texture. I don't want a runny sauce. I want something really nice and thick, delicious, packed full of flavour. Perfect. If you really want to get ahead, this sauce can be made 3 or 4 days in advance and kept in the fridge, which allows the flavours to develop even more. Smoked salmon, scrambled egg and croissant. It's rich, sumptuous and incredibly easy to do. First, the croissants. Slice them into rounds and season them lightly with salt and pepper. The secret behind a really good breakfast is in the timing. I want the croissants on first, smoked salmon on top, and then the scrambled egg. Put the croissants in a dry pan and toast. You don't need oil because the croissants have a lot of butter in them. This is a great way to transform day-old croissants, giving them a delicious new life. You can just start to see them toasting, almost glistening in the pan. And that's the butter inside. That smell is amazing. It almost smells like a sort of caramelised waffle. Absolutely delicious. Toast them all around, both sides, and then out. Next, just get the smoked salmon and sort of twist it and let it fall over the croissant. Let it sit naturally on top of the toasted croissant. Little twist and over. Right, scrambled eggs. Eggs into the pan. Never whip up the eggs beforehand. You break down the egg too much. What I want is a really nice, rich, creamy scrambled egg. Eggs in. No seasoning at this stage. A nice, generous knob of butter. Now, from there, onto the heat. And all we're going to do now is stir. Stir and stir and stir. Now the butter's melting and it's giving a really nice creamy texture to the eggs. It looks rich, delicious, sumptuous, luxurious. Have to be very careful making scrambled egg. All of a sudden, It looks runny, and within 30 seconds, it's cooked, working it all the time. Right, after stirring, a plastic scraper in there. Take the pan off the heat, and just work round the pan, cleaning up all that scrambled egg that's sticking to the bottom. And now look, we're getting that really nice sort of creamy, beautiful texture. A little touch of butter in there. Now, I'm going to start with the seasoning. 30 seconds from the end. Salt, pepper. Back on to the stove, and a tablespoon of cream. The cream actually stops the scrambled egg from overcooking. Cream in, and then fold that in there. Now, keep that off the heat. But look at it. Look at that colour. Beautiful. And then finally, some fresh chives. That is a Ramsay classic. Smoked salmon, toasted croissant, and a delicious scrambled egg. We're going to make an amazing butter. And this is sort of the start of the most important part, keeping that bird incredibly moist. Soft butter, a touch of salt and pepper, a little touch of olive oil in there. That stops the butter from burning. Next, add the zest of 2 lemons and their juice. This gives the flavoured butter a wonderful citrus zing. 3 cloves of garlic. Turkey's a very delicate, dainty meat, and that's why I want the garlic pureed, so it sort of disintegrates and flavours the turkey gently without becoming too overpowering. Then add a generous handful of chopped parsley. Wow, that smells incredibly light. Give that a good mix. Turkey's a very, very, very lean bird, and it dries out, so it's so important to make sure that we help it to cook perfectly. Butter done. Now prepare the turkey. We're going to season the bird inside the cavity. Salt and pepper. Next, half 2 onions and pop them in. As they roast, they steam inside the bird, giving it a lovely sweetness. Put in the lemon and a couple of bay leaves for their bittersweet, spicy flavour. We're sort of lining the inside of the turkey with these fantastic sort of flavours. You can see the bird is upright and it's looking sort of like it's standing to attention. Now it's time to add the flavoured butter. Just very, very carefully open up the skin. Go through over the back of the breast and keep the skin intact. The idea is to gently loosen the skin with your fingers so the butter can be stuffed underneath it. Now, once you've loosened all the skin off the top of the thighs, turn the bird round and just go through here again. Hand up and just release a little bit. But don't completely break it because I don't want all that butter to run out. Right, from there. Now, take your butter, put it into a ball. That smells amazing. Lemony, citrusy, and just sort of flatten it and stick that in there. Underneath, one side. Now, once you've got it in there, pull back the skin and just use that to sort of slide all the way down. What we want to do now is line the top of the breast with all that butter there. That butter is going to keep the turkey breast really seriously moist. Turn the bird round and finish covering the breast with the butter. Turkeys originally came from North America and they're best young and plump. My favourite breed for Christmas is either Norfolk Black or Norfolk Bronze, both of which have a wonderful gamey taste. Take the rest of the butter and carefully massage over the breast, legs and wings. You can do all this the night before and simply cover the turkey with tin foil and keep it in the fridge, ready to be cooked on Christmas Day. Into the tray. A little touch of olive oil. Now, olive oil on top. Again, that protects it, gets that skin really nice and crispy, and it stops the butter from burning. Now, in the oven at 220 for 10 minutes to get really nice and brown. Quickly, in she goes. Beautiful. smells fantastic. After 10 minutes, take the turkey out of the oven and baste. Then cover the breasts with smoked streaky bacon. What I want to do is add a little bit more flavour. I'm already starting to think about my gravy. So the bacon protects it, stops it from drying out, but it's going to start to really give my gravy a wonderful base. Turn down the oven to 180 degrees. This 5-kilogram bird will feed 8 people comfortably. It needs roasting for 2.5 hours or half an hour per kilo, basting every so often. Back in, and now she's on the way. Look at that, beautiful. It's as pretty as a Christmas tree. That smells fantastic. Wow, look at that, beautiful. That is 90% of your work done there. To test the turkey is cooked, stick a knife into the bottom of the thigh, and if the juices run clear, it's done. The secret now is to let the turkey rest uncovered for 2.5 hours. As the meat relaxes, it reabsorbs its juices, making it succulent and tender, plus it'll be easier to carve. It might seem like a long time to let it rest, but remember, the turkey doesn't need to be piping hot because I'm serving it with hot gravy. That looks like $1 million. Let that rest, because the flavour will be 10 times more exciting once it's rested. The key to pulling all the different elements of your Christmas dinner together on the plate is the gravy. My recipe for turkey gravy, made with cider and walnuts, has a wonderful, aptly nutty flavour which beautifully complements the turkey meat and fruity pork stuffing. As that turkey's resting, I want to make the most amazing gravy. And when I say amazing, I really do mean amazing. Drain the excess fat from the roasting tray and put it back on the heat. Then remove the bacon from the top of the turkey and the roasted onions from the cavity. Look at them. My God, they smell amazing. Finally, take out the roasted lemon. First of all, cut up the bacon. Lovely. Bacon into the tray. Hear how crispy that is. That's the start of our gravy. The onion, look at it. Beautiful. Doesn't get any better than that. Chop that up. Onion and bacon in. That smells incredible. When I first got the chance to cook Christmas lunch for the chefs in Paris, they taught me one crucial thing. I was only 21 at the time, but they made me rest the turkey for as long as I cooked it. So I cooked it for 3 hours and I rested it for 3 hours. What a difference. Incredible. Next, chop up the roasted lemon and add to the tray. Put in a couple of sprigs of rosemary to give it a lovely aromatic punch and fry. Then add 3 chopped tomatoes, which helps to thicken the gravy and give it a lovely fresh taste. Now it's time to really get the turkey flavour into the gravy. Snap off the wing. Take off all your little trimmings, all these little bits here. Add that into your gravy. These are the bits we never use. Everyone throws them away. Off. There, that little baby there. Take him off. I want that. Bang. Flavour, delicious. Fry that off. The smell is incredible. Next, pour in the dry cider. This adds a lovely subtle apple flavour that really lifts the taste of the turkey meat. As the cider starts to reduce, pour in the delicious resting juices from the roasted turkey. Wow, there you go. The most amazing flavour. When the liquid has reduced by half, crush the vegetables and the turkey pieces with a masher to extract the maximum amount of flavour. And basically what's happening now is that we're giving the gravy a little bit of body. Pour in the chicken stock and reduce again. In. Now, a little taste. Wow. I mean, you just close your eyes and wow, it oozes flavour and turkey. Now sieve it. Use the back of the ladle to push it through the sieve, extracting every last drop of flavour. Pop in a sprig of rosemary and leave to infuse, ready for the finishing touch. Simply add crushed walnuts to the bottom of the gravy boat and ladle in the hot gravy.